Hi, Assalamualaikum to all of you. Okay, we'll meet again this semesters. Okay, again in this online learning environment. What to do? We got to face it. Okay, this is the change in the environment, the change in the education system as well. Okay, we got to face it. But together we pray that Allah, okay, taken away, okay, all this pandemic as soon as possible. Okay, inshallah. Okay, so this is ADS653 Public Financial Administration. Okay, this is and I will be the your lecture. Okay, for this semesters for ADS653. I'll be responsible for to lecture you all the topics in the public finance. So what do you think public finance is? Okay, what do you think you'll be learning on public finance? So what course is it? Is it a course full of calculation? Okay, it is actually no. Okay, not a subject that is full of calculation you're afraid of, like financial accounting, right? Okay, this is the subject that we'll be learning on how government manage the financial part. We know that government have lots of programs, lots of projects, activities. Okay, so how government get money for that? How government get money to carry out all those projects? Okay, how government spend the money? Where government get it? Is it from taxation? Is it from debt? Is it from investment? Okay, so that is the things that we'll be learning. Also, we'll be learning on the processes of spending, which is procurement. After that, we'll be learning on the accounting part. Okay, when government spend, so they need to keep a proper book of records. So what are the available accounting system we have in Malaysia? And for auditing as well. Okay, and lastly is accountability. Okay, those are the things I will be learning this semesters. So in terms of your assessment, okay, so this semester for assessment you will have your final test, which will be conducted in week 14. Okay, it is 20 multiple choice question and 6 short essay question. Okay, so that will be conducted in week 14. Then you have another three assessment. The first one is case study. I already uploaded the case study. There are 6 case study altogether. Each class rep, please make sure that there is no shared case study. Each of the group should choose one case study. Okay, there are some case study which is 3 questions, 2 questions. Okay, so you just need to read the case study and answer the question. It's just that the case study of finance is quite difficult. Okay, as when we are talking about economic, we are talking about finance, we couldn't running out from the international economic environment, the fiscal policies, monetary policies. If any of you don't understand the case study, the whole case study, you may ask me or your tutor to ask you to explain further on the case study. Okay, especially during this online learning, make sure you have a good relationship, good contact with your lecturer, so that you'll be able to catch up, okay, in the class. Then you have this case study need to be presented. Okay, so use your creativity to present. Okay, you may consult your tutor on what is the best medium for you to present. Then the last one is group project. Okay, for group project, you need to choose one public finance issue. Okay, when we talk about public finance issue, there's a lot of issue of public finance every day. Okay, like now we have like COVID-19, the impact towards the government revenue, or 1MDB, the impact towards the foreign direct investment. Okay, so I want an issue. Okay, not topic. Topic like revenue or debt. Okay, that is not issue. Okay, that is topic. Issues like the increasing of public debt, how this influence the productivity of the government, for example. Okay, so this is an issue. Find issues. Okay, I want you to consult with your tutor to find the best issues. Then only you working on it. Okay, consult first. Once your tutor approve the topic, then only you need to work on it. Okay, consult with your tutor. So altogether there are 3 assignments that you need to submit. Your group project you need to submit on week 14, but it is provided with your provided your tutor agree on it. Okay, but for me, submit on week 14. Okay, for case study you need to consult with your tutor on your presentation date. Either your tutor need your presentation slides and report before the presentation date. That thing you need to consult with your tutor. Okay, so that is on the assessment. Okay, if you have any problem, then you may ask me or any of your tutor. Okay, so we'll start with the introduction part of the subject on public finance. Okay, look at the first slide. Okay, I already upload the slides in the island, so you should download it and refer to it while I'm presenting the slides. Okay, the first slides. Look at the first slides. Okay, the first slides explain on what is financial administration. We are talking about public finance. We are talking about financial administration. So what is it? Okay, according to Fox and Media, financial admin is the activities involving finance and taxation. Okay, there are 2 major parts, which is finance and taxation, which encompasses activities like accounting, auditing, budgeting, supervisions of local government finance, tax administration, tax collection, and custody. So, looking at this definition, actually it encompasses all the components of public finance. Okay, look at that. Accounting, we'll be learning on public accounting. Public auditing, budgeting, we'll be learning on how to develop a budget. What are the processes involved? Who are those involved in developing the budget? Okay. Then supervisions of local government finance. Here in Malaysia, the federal government, state government, local government, how they actually interrelated in terms of finance, tax administration, how to collect taxes, and how to safeguard the tax money. Okay, so these are the things that we'll be learning on public finance, and actually this definition already entails all the components, all the headings of the public finance. Then, second slide on Malaysian context. What I want to stress out here is, in public finance, it is not the same with the other disciplines, okay, like management, human resource, organizational behavior, okay, whereby that discipline is a wider concept, okay, and more or less it is quite similar practice from one country to another. Okay, let's say for interview, we are using same kind of interview with some other country as well. But for public finance, it is a discipline whereby we actually focusing on the Malaysian context. So when we talk about public finance in our class, we are talking about Malaysian public finance. And Malaysian in public finance does not necessarily be the same with US public finance, UK public finance, Japan public finance. It's different because it is related to law. Okay, the public finance in Malaysia, the processes that we have, the procedures that we have, it is closely related to law in Malaysia. So in Malaysian context, our system, okay, our system here in Malaysia is we have three tier of government, which is federal government, state government, and local government. Federal government have their own sources of finance. Okay, they have sources of revenue, which is the income tax. Okay, they also have debt. Okay, so they have their own sources of finance. State government also have their own sources of finance, source of revenue. Okay, they have the revenue from the toy shops, they have the revenue from land, they have the revenue from the treasure trove. Okay, so they have their own revenue. Local government also have their own revenue. They have the assessment tax. They have the renewal of business license. They have the revenue of summons of parking. Okay, so these layers of the government possess their own sources of revenue. Okay, so is they interrelated? Then we'll be learning on the topic of relations between federal government and state government. So when they have their own sources of revenue, so these are the ministries of finance who will oversee these three layers of government in terms of its public finance. Okay, so ministries of finance is the one who will supervise all these layers of government in managing the public finance. Okay, that is on the second slide on the Malaysian context of public finance. Then we are looking on components of public finance. What makes public finance? Okay, what are the elements of public finance? The first one is budgeting. Okay, budgeting, belanjawan that you always heard the Minister of Finance will table out at the end of the year, normally around this time, October. Okay, so these are things that we'll be learning on this semesters, how the government develop the budget. Okay, what are the systems of budget available? Okay, and then we have purchasing. Okay, when each of the government agencies, departments, they get money from the government, how do they go for purchasing? They have various programs, projects. Okay, so they need to purchase. So what are the procedures? What are the laws involved in purchasing? Then the third component is tax. Tax is a major sources of revenue of the government. So government need taxes, okay, in order to run the government, in order to fulfill the public goods. So taxation, the nature of the taxation, the types of taxation is different from one government to another government. Okay, in Malaysia we have income tax, we have SSTs, we have corporate tax, petroleum tax. Okay, so these are the taxation that government have. We'll be learning in depth in the context, in the topics of taxation. Then you will have the accounting. Okay, once every government agencies carried out their purchasing, so how do we know they actually purchase what should they purchase? So that's why the importance of accounting, where where all the transactions be recorded. Okay, we'll be learning in depth on the topic of public accounting. Then we have auditing. Okay, once all the book of accounts is recorded during a fiscal year, for example, from 1st January to 31st December, all the purchase made be recorded in the book of account. Then the following year, the auditor will come in and audit the account, audit the projects. So that is the elements of auditing. Okay, so that is the components of public finance. So what makes up public finance, that is. So the other one is, what is the scope of public finance? So public finance is a discipline whereby it is under the umbrella of economy disciplines. Economy is a wider umbrella. So public finance is one of it. Okay, whereby other elements of finance like um, macroeconomic, microeconomic. Okay, so what is the scope of public finance then? Okay, as I said, public finance is under the umbrella of economy. So there are, not a clear separations between public finance and economy. But this scope, okay, shows what is the scope of the public finance. Okay, first it involves public revenue. Public revenue, basically the revenue of the government, where government get money. Okay, government get money from taxation, okay, from licenses, from summons, fines, from debt. So government use all this revenue in order to carry out various activities. Okay, so that is the first one. Then public expenditure. Government get revenue, government need to spend in order to prosper the country. So these are the public expenditure. There are various types of public expenditure that we'll be learning in the public expenditure topic. Then public debt. So our government do have debt. Same goes to the other government. They also have debt whenever they face insufficiency of money. So they need, and at the same time they need to carry out various programs and projects. So they make loans. Okay, they borrowed from some other country or some other institutions. So that is public debt. Then financial administrations is the administration part, like accounting, auditing. Then the economic stabilization, okay, we'll be learning on when the economy is not stable, what should the government do? What are the policies that we have in order to stabilize the economy? Like here in time, the pandemic of COVID-19 have a huge impact on our economy. So what did the government do? So we'll be discuss it in the chapter 2. Okay, then on the distribution of income from federal and state government, like what I explained before. Okay, so why public finance is important? Okay, what is the role of public finance? First one is productivity. Okay, our government, they need money. Okay, money coming in, income they need. So they need to invest. They need to invest in like agriculture, tourism, so they can reboost the economy by having all this income back. So that's why public finance is important for productivity. Okay, then public finance also is important to improve the quality of the labor force. Okay, we know that in Malaysia, the labor force is divided into public sector and private sector. So government need to invest, okay, to increase the quality of labor force by introducing various policies in the public sector, okay, like all the trainings involved. In the private sector, especially all the graduates who do not have jobs yet. So government invest on scheme latihan and whatsoever in order to increase the quality of the labor force, because the quality of the labor force also is an indicator whether that country is developed or not. Yeah, they are looking of a skilled labor force. So the more skilled labor force we have, the more developed we can say our country is. Okay, then government also invest on public finance for employment generation. So all the mega projects the government made, that yes, government is actually intend to get the revenue back from the mega projects like HSR. Okay, government ECRL, government intend to get the revenue back from the investment, but at the same time government also want to make the pool of labor larger so that employment reduce, because unemployment is also one indicator of a good economy. Okay, the economic growth is actually one of the indicator is unemployment. So that's why reducing unemployment by generating more employment is important for the government. Okay. Then the last one is for technological innovation. Okay, that's why we have ministries of science and technology, whereby they need to research on how we can innovate the technology so that will be better in terms of service delivery, in terms of management. Okay, so that's why government do invest on technological innovation. That's why public finance is important, so that in order for the government to go ahead, okay, so government need to have all this. Okay, government need to invest on productivity so that we can get money back. Government need to have quality labor force, reducing unemployment. All of this is to make sure that our country is prospering. Okay, that is only all for chapter 1. Okay, if you have any questions or if you have any doubts on the lectures, I'm not on something that you are not clear with, then you may ask me during tutorial, or you may PM me or whatsoever, okay, in order for better clarifications. That's all. Thank you.